and welcome to Mondays with Maria Gould. Today is episode 15, and the date today is April 14th, 2025. The topic today is creating lasting love. Creating lasting love. Now, today is actually my 20th wedding anniversary to my beloved husband, Dale. We have been happily married for 20 years. Happy anniversary, honey. And I thought today, in honor of that, I would like to share a little bit of some tips on how do we create lasting love, right? We fall in love, we find that divine partner that we believe we want to spend the rest of our life with. And every relationship has ups and downs, ours included, right? When my husband and I got together, I was still trying to understand my empathic abilities, bipolar. I had a lot of emotional baggage I still was dealing with from childhood and other times and places. So how did we get through that? Well, here are some great tips that I have found helpful for our marriage, helpful for our mutual respect of each other, and creating that lasting love that we all want. So tip number one is really to focus on love. It sounds ironic, but focusing on what you love about that person. Our human brain loves to be critical. It loves to get stressed and become overwhelmed and think that the person around us is causing us that stress, when it actually is probably they are feeling your energy and reacting accordingly. So when you focus on love, focus on what you like about them. What made you fall in love with them? Was it their humor? Was it their kindness? What are those things that you can rely on from your partner? Are they reliable? Are they steady? Are they consistent? Are they caring? Are they good listeners? Do they always try and understand your perspective? Are they always on your side? Focus on those positive things, because when life happens and we all get stressed about situations and the stress in our life, and we have to remember to focus on these things we love about our partner and not those tiny things that when we're all under stress drive us crazy, right? They don't put the cap on the toothpaste, or they don't put things back where they're supposed to be, whatever it is. Focus on what you do like. Teach your brain to focus on those things, because again, our brain can become obsessed with all the tiny things that can drive us crazy when we share space with others. It's not just our love relationship. Remember when you were living with your parents, certain things about them drove you crazy? It's called being in a relationship, living with somebody. Each person has their own energy dynamic, and learning to live in harmony with these environments is really the key to any relationship. Any relationship. So focusing on small gestures, right? Focus on those things that really make you smile. For example, one of the things that I really enjoy about my relationship is that my partner is very lighthearted, and he's very quick to laugh, and watch funny videos and share funny videos with me. He doesn't want to take life too seriously, which for me, which I can tend to take life too seriously, is super important, and it's a beautiful balance for both of us. Now, tip number 2, communication is really key. When I was younger, living with my parents, I didn't see them communicate. They didn't communicate. They kind of got upset with each other, didn't talk to each other. They never really yelled, but it was always this strain or uncomfortableness in the room. But really what I've learned in my relationship is communication is the absolute key. If you're feeling something and you need to actually communicate that with your partner, not in a blaming way, not in a finger-pointing way, but in a way that is, I'm feeling frustrated about this situation. That, to me, when my partner and I figured out that most of what we were upset about was the situation we were in our lives and being frustrated about it, and rather than projecting on each other that they are the sole reason for this stress, for this situation, we put on our thinking caps, we communicate. How do we get onto the same page about this situation? How do we get onto the same page? And that takes communication, right? So each relationship has its stresses that life throws at us. Maybe it's an illness in the family, or a sudden debt or bill that came up that is stressing both of you out. Communicate that you're both on the same page, right? What's the solution? The situation is frustrating, that we want to change the situation, but sometimes it's not about changing the situation, but realizing that you can both be on the same page about the situation and about solutions to that situation, right? Each of you will bring strengths to that relationship. So what are each other's strengths? What can each person do to remedy the situation? Okay, so getting on the same page with communication is super important and can save so much of the stress in the relationship, because the majority of times it is the stress of the situation that's the issue, not always your partner. So once my partner and I saw that, there was a huge shift in our relationship. We stopped fighting about the situation. And what's the most common thing people fight about? Money, right? So rather than fighting about the situation of money, we would put goals down that each of us wanted to do with the money that we made and as a couple. And we looked at, okay, what would you like to invest in? What would you like to invest in? We each had sort of that idea of moving our life forward, investing in something financially. But you need to be on the same page for that. And then you also have investments like your home and your cars that are investments for the whole family, because usually the whole family uses these things, right? But it's okay to have your individual dream or desire that you are working towards, but communicate that. Make sure each person is in agreement to these things. Don't hide things from your partner. This isn't communicating, right? Be upfront with everything. And again, this will only grow the trust in the relationship, the reliability of each other, the respect, right? Step number 3 to building lasting love: patience and understanding. These are virtues. Patience with where your partner is at, right? Life is not always ideal. And when my partner and I got together, I still had a lot of emotional ups and downs with bipolar and figuring out how empathic I was and wanting to heal, wanting to be better in the relationship. I didn't want to be moody. I didn't want to be those things, but I needed to learn those skills. And the absolute grace and patience that my partner shows me and has shown me in the past and taught me has only made me respect him more and again want to be more and be a better person towards him always and towards others. So his patience and understanding when I was still learning so much about mental health and my own journey of healing, his patience and understanding really helped me to learn patience and understanding with myself and therefore share that with him. Okay? Share that with others. A lot of my clients always say, you're so patient, you're so understanding. And it's really my divine partner, Dale, that taught me these things that I'm able to apply to him as well as others. So patience and understanding, knowing where your partner is coming from, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing, and try to understand it. You might not agree with it, but understand that that's where they're at and that's where they are in their healing journey right now, right? We need to learn to support each other with where we are at. A lot of times in relationships, there's this fairy tale idea that we have that this person is supposed to change for us, change to what we like and be like we want them to be. We're going to fix them. That's usually what I hear a lot of women say. We're going to fix him. No. The more that you try and change somebody and fix something, rather than have patience and understanding and allowing them to come to that realization themselves, is really the key. Coming back to that, those virtues of patience and understanding. Okay, and if that person maybe doesn't want to make those changes, that is again communication. What can you live with? What can't you live with? Learning what is your standard of care, your standard of what the relationship is for you is super important. I'm very blessed that my partner and I have a lot of respect for each other. We never talk bad about the other person to our friends or others. That would be disrespectful. If we have an issue with the other person, we talk to them about that issue. We don't air our dirty laundry to anyone else, right? Because that will build mutual respect in the relationship. And it also, your friends are always on your side. They're always going to pick your side if you're venting about your relationship. And they will tell you, things that maybe aren't helpful. Well, he's being a jerk, or you should just leave him, or whatever. When they don't understand the whole situation, and maybe you're just needing to vent a little bit, and you're not looking for solutions, right? Understanding that about your relationships. When does a person need to vent? They need to just get these frustrations off their chest, right? And again, another thing that my relationship taught me with Dale is, again, can I just vent for a few moments? And it's never about that person, but maybe you're having a conflict with a friend, or it's a work situation. And something that has really saved our relationship is telling each other right up front, I'm just going to vent a few minutes. I just got to get this off my chest. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to solve it. Just listen. Just let me get it out and be understanding. So once we figured out that we just need those moments of venting, and we don't stay in that energy. We give ourselves a time limit to that energy so that we can keep a positive environment, right? Some situations with other people can be extremely frustrating. So there's nothing more bonding for you and your relationship than being able to share your frustrations with your partner, and realizing they don't have the power to fix it. They can't jump in and take care of that problem for you, but they can listen to you. They can understand. They can be on your side. But again, try to really watch offering solutions, because what I have found is that it can make the other person feel like I can't solve it myself. You just want to fix stuff for me. So just be understanding, be reassuring that they can figure it out. Maybe could they talk to a supervisor about this person at work's tone, whatever. Offering tiny solutions, but asking your partner what they feel they should do can be super helpful. Okay, patience and understanding. Now, step 4, speaking your partner's love language. If you have never read the 5 love languages, please go to your public library, take that book out, and learn your love language and learn your partner's love language. This can make a world of difference to how you feel connected with your partner. My love language is acts of service. I will do things for my partner that I know he will like and enjoy. One tiny example of this is if there's a favorite food that he likes, I will try and make that for him at certain points, right? If there are things that he enjoys when I go grocery shopping, I might pick up that product or that food to again show my love to him. Those acts of service. Okay? Now, there are different love languages, and if we don't feel this love language back that we speak, if I didn't feel that my partner did small things for me, like take out the garbage without being asked, if I didn't see that, if I needed my tires changed, he might, if I asked him, take care of that for me. Like, those acts of service to me make me feel very cared for, very heard, very loved, right? So if your love language is a certain love language, you are going to show your love in that way, but you're also going to expect to be loved in that way and shown love in that way. So make sure your partner understands your love language. Even reaffirm to him or her that this is your love language. You feel very appreciated. You feel very loved when you do these small things for me. Okay? And learn their love language. My partner's love language is spending time together, as well as actually feeling appreciated, right? Words of affirmation. So making sure that I appreciate how much he works, that I care about how he's feeling. Sorry, forgive me, there's a knock at the door and my dogs have gone off. So make sure that you speak their love language to them, okay? So that they feel loved. And they might do their love language towards you. And for me, words of appreciation are nice, but they don't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It's my warm and fuzzies are those acts of service. Okay, so again, learn your partner's love language. Please read that book. I'm sure there's audiobooks available for free. Someone has read that out and trying to help build relationships. Such amazing work. Good to understand. And step 5, work towards common goals. Make sure you have those common things that you are interested in, right? Now, every person has their own likes and dislikes, but focus on what you like to do together. Do you like to go for walks together? Do you like to have dinners together? Is that important to you? Make it a priority. Make time for your partner. Life can get busy when you have children and jobs. Make sure you're checking in. How was your day? How are you feeling? Show care, show concern. All of these things build that caring, compassionate relationship, right? Doing things together that are common interests, working towards common goals. I spoke about that earlier. If each of you have a common goal for the family, maybe a family vacation that you're saving towards, that's great. But also have little individual things that are important to you that each person can get on board with. Okay? Showing that respect for the other person as well is hugely, hugely important. So I hope that this was helpful. Little ideas to kind of build that lasting and creating that lasting love. And I hope each of you have a beautiful, beautiful Earth Day and enjoy the lovely spring weather that is happening. And thank you for your time and attention listening to this podcast and creating lasting love.